Hey guys, Mr. MathWiz here. I just want to talk to you about how to attach one object to another object when you're coding in A-frame. So by this I mean, let's say you have an object that has multiple components to it. Everything we've done so far would have you coding each object separately. I want to show you how to actually attach them together so that they act like one object. So here I'm going to be coding a door. Right now I have the box, which is about door shape and height. But I want to go ahead and put some doorknobs on it. So what we've done so far with this sort of thing is I would have you guys creating a sphere, right? And then you would have to decide the shape, size, location, all of that. What I'm going to do this time is a little bit different. So remember Avery Shape has an opening tag and a closing tag, right? So this door has the opening tag and the closing tag for the box. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put my sphere inside of that. So I'm putting it between the opening and the closing tag. So why am I doing that? By putting it between the opening and the closing tag, the box becomes the new center. So now for that sphere, 0, 0 is not going to be where I'm standing. Usually 0, 0, 0 is where I'm standing, right? But since I'm putting the sphere inside the box, 0, 0, 0 is now going to be the center of that box. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and give it a size. This is going to be a doorknob, so I want it to be pretty small. What did I put size there? Radius, obviously, is what I was looking for. Sorry, I'm not quite thinking straight right now. All right, radius. Let's give it, oh, that's supposed to be an equal sign. There we go. Let's give it a small radius. Let's make it 0.1. And if I do it right now, it's going to be right in the center of that box. It should have a white, there we go, a white sphere in the center of that box. Notice I didn't give it a position yet. So right now, its default position is 0, 0, 0. But since I put it in between the opening and closing tag for the box, 0, 0, 0 is the center of that box. Y'all follow me? But I want it to look like a doorknob. So I'm going to move it. So position equals, and I want it to be kind of towards the right, near the edge of the door. So the door has a width of 1. Keep in mind that's center. So that means if I'm going all the way to the edge, it'd be 0.5. I don't want to go all the way to the edge. I need to leave a little space. So I'm going to put 0.4. The y value, I'm going to keep it where it's at. I don't need it to be any higher or lower. Now the z value, I actually want to come forward a little bit. I don't want it going through the door. I want it coming out like a doorknob. So keep in mind the radius of my sphere is 0.1. So I'm going to give this a negative 0.1. Now it should appear, oh, what happened? Where did it go? I went to the other side. All right, what did I do wrong? So I gave it 0.4. Why did negative? Oh, negative goes forward, of course. Sorry, guys. I'm having a day. Let's try that again. There we go. So now it's facing me where I need it to be. You notice it is going through the doorknob just a little bit. I mean, it is going through the door just a little bit. That's because this door has some thickness to it. It's not a perfect plane, right? The door has a thickness of 0.1. So if I want it to come out so it's flush, I need to do half of that. I'm going to add a 5 there. So now it should be flush with the edge of the box, and it is. So now I have a nice doorknob. So if I want it to be a normal door, though, I'm going to need 2 of those. So let's add another doorknob. This time, of course, I need to be on the other side of the door, so I'm giving it a negative z value. So now it'll be on the other side of the door. And there we go. So the nice thing about this, so you're probably asking why did I go to all this work, right? Why didn't I just do it the old-fashioned way? Well, first off, it makes it easier for figuring out positions. There's less guesswork with positions when you're attaching it to an object because you just start with the center of that object as your starting point. So that helps. It makes it a little bit easier for me to figure out where I want those doorknobs to be. But another added benefit of this is that if I decide to animate the doorknobs are going to come with it. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to add an animation to the door. And I want it to look like it's opening. So I'm going to give it a rotation property. Value is going to be 0, 0, 0 because it's not rotating currently. the 2 value, I want it to rotate on the y-axis. So I'm going to go 0. Let's do 90. Actually, let's do a little bit more than 90. Let's do 120 and 0, and let's see what happens. So keep in mind this animation is inside of the doors tag, that box tag. So I didn't rotate the spheres at all, but since the spheres are attached to the door, they should move with it. Oh, let me save. There we go. I'll put it in a loop so it makes it easier for us. I'm not doing very good at my typing today. Okay, I figured out how to do loops. Take one break and I forget how to do things. Is it repeat? You do loops. Is it repeat true? Loop true? What am I doing wrong, guys? I should have my notes open. Oh, now it's not saving. Hold on one second. Okay, I figured out what I was doing wrong. It is loop true. It's just that I lost internet connection. That's why it wasn't loading. All right. I want to put an alternate in there as well. So direction alternate. That way it opens and closes while I'm doing this. Boom. All right. So it's looking pretty good. You'll notice the door is not opening the way a door normally would, though. The hinges should be on the left-hand side here, but it's spinning around the center. So I want it to spin around the left. So here's how I'm going to fix that. And this might blow your mind a little bit here. I'm going to add an invisible plane. So I'm going to add a plane, but I'm going to put the closing tag instead of here. I'm actually going to put the closing tag after the closing box tag. So this box is now going to be attached to my plane. I'm going to give the plane the same position that I had for the box. Which means that this box is now going to be attached to the plane. But I want the center of my plane to be on the left side of the box. So the box has a width of 1. So I'm going to change the position of my box. If I'm going too fast here, don't be upset if this confuses you guys a little bit. But what I'm basically doing is I'm moving the box just a little bit off center from this plane that I'm going to be adding. So the box has a width of 1. I want to move it half of that. So I'm going to move it 0.5 to the right of the center of my plane. Let's see what this looks like right now. Okay, so you see how it's attached to the plane. Now the door is still rotating. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this rotation code. I'm going to cut that out. So I'm using Control X to cut it. I'm going to add that to my plane. Now the plane is going to rotate and the door is attached to that. You guys see that? So now the door looks more natural. Of course, the weird part is that I have this plane here that I don't really need or want to see. So how do I make the plane invisible? Well, I'm going to use the opacity that we learned about a while back. Remember, 0 means completely transparent. So I'm going to give the plane an opacity of 0. And there you go. Now my door moves like a normal door because it's attached to a plane that's rotating, even though we can't see it anymore. So I know that was a little bit advanced, but this is why attaching objects to other objects is helpful, because it makes them all move like a single object. So right now we actually have 4 objects here: a plane, a box, and 2 spheres, but they're all moving together, and that gives that illusion of a single door that's moving. All right, I hope you guys found that helpful. I know this was a long video, but I hope you guys found that helpful. Now I'll give you guys something for you to add some objects to.